File 4.
Chapter 38. The man of highest power does not reveal himself as a possessor of power. Therefore he keeps his power. The man of inferior power cannot rid it of the appearance of power. Therefore he is in truth without power. The man of highest power neither acts, nor is there any who so regards him. The man of inferior power both acts and is so regarded. The man of highest humanity, though he acts, is not so regarded, whereas the man of even the highest morality both acts and is so regarded. While even he who is best versed in ritual not merely acts, but if people fail to respond, then he will pull up his sleeves and advance upon them. That is why it is said, after Tao was lost, then came the power. After the power was lost, then came human kindness. After human kindness was lost, then came morality. After morality was lost, then came ritual. Now ritual is the mere husk of loyalty and promise-keeping, and is indeed the first step towards brawling. Foreknowledge may be the flower of doctrine, but it is the beginning of folly. Therefore the full-grown man takes his stand upon the solid substance, and not upon the mere husk, upon the fruit and not upon the flower. Truly, he rejects that and takes this. Chapter 39. As for the things that from of old have understood the whole, the sky through such understanding remains limpid, earth remains steady, the spirits keep their holiness, the abyss is replenished, the 10,000 creatures bear their kind, barons and princes direct their people. It is the whole that causes it. Were it not so limpid, the sky would soon get torn. Were it not for its steadiness, the earth would soon tip over. Were it not for their holiness, the spirits would soon wither away. Were it not for this replenishment, the abyss would soon go dry. Were it not that the 10,000 creatures can bear their kind, they would soon become extinct. Were the barons and princes no longer directors of their people, and for that reason honoured and exalted, they would soon be overthrown. Truly, the humble is the stem upon which the mighty grows. The low is the foundation upon which the high is laid. That is why barons and princes refer to themselves as the orphan, the needy, the ill-provided. Is this not indeed a case of might rooting itself upon humility? True indeed are the sayings, enumerate the parts of a carriage, and you still have not explained what a carriage is, and they did not want themselves to tinkle like jade bells, while others resounded like stone chimes. Chapter 40. In Tao, the only motion is returning, the only useful quality, weakness. For though all creatures under heaven are the products of being, being itself is the product of not being. Chapter 41. When the man of highest capacities hears Tao, he does his best to put it into practice. When the man of middling capacity hears Tao, he is in two minds about it. When the man of low capacity hears Tao, he laughs loudly at it. If he did not laugh, it would not be worth the name of Tao. Therefore the proverb has it, the way out into the light often looks dark. The way that goes ahead often looks as if it went back. The way that is least hilly often looks as if it went up and down. The power that is really loftiest looks like an abyss, What is sheerest white looks blurred. The power that is most sufficing looks inadequate. The power that stands firmest looks flimsy. What is in its natural, pure state looks faded. The largest square has no corners. The greatest vessel takes the longest to finish. Great music has the faintest notes. The great form is without shape, for Tao is hidden and nameless. Yet Tao alone supports all things and brings them to fulfillment. Chapter 42. Tao gave birth to the One. The One gave birth successively to 2 things, 3 things, up to 10,000. These 10,000 creatures cannot turn their backs to the shade without having the sun on their bellies, and it is on this blending of the breaths that their harmony depends. To be orphaned, needy, ill-provided is what men most hate, yet princes and dukes style themselves so. Truly, things are often increased by seeking to diminish them, and diminished by seeking to increase them. The maxims that others use in their teaching, I too will use in mine. Show me a man of violence that came to a good end, and I will take him for my teacher. Chapter 43. What is of all things most yielding can overwhelm that which is of all things most hard. Being substanceless, it can enter even where there is no space. That is how I know the value of action, that is actionless. But that there can be teaching without words, value in action, that is actionless, few indeed can understand. Chapter 44. Fame or one's own self, which matters to one most? One's own self or things bought, which should count most? In the getting or the losing, which is worse? Hence, he who grudges expense pays dearest in the end. He who has hoarded most will suffer the heaviest loss. Be content with what you have and are, and no one can despoil you. Who stops in time nothing can harm. He is forever safe and secure. Chapter 45. What is most perfect seems to have something missing, yet its use is unimpaired. What is most full seems empty, yet its use will never fail. What is most straight seems crooked. The greatest skill seems like clumsiness, the greatest eloquence like stuttering. Movement overcomes cold, but staying still overcomes heat. So he, by his limpid calm, puts right everything under heaven. Chapter 46. When there is Tao in the empire, the galloping steeds are turned back to fertilize the ground by their droppings. When there is not Tao in the empire, war horses will be reared even on the sacred mounds below the city walls. No lure is greater than to possess what others want, no disaster greater than not to be content with what one has, no presage of evil greater than that men should be wanting to get more. Truly, he who has once known the contentment that comes simply through being content will never again be otherwise than contented. Chapter 47. Without leaving his door, he knows everything under heaven. Without looking out of his window, he knows all the ways of heaven. For the further one travels, the less one knows. Therefore the sage arrives without going, sees all without looking, does nothing, yet achieves everything.